How do we solve rational inequalities? In this video, we'll do 4 examples, and they can be tricky, so we are going to do them the safe way. Take a look at the first one. We have 1 over x minus 5, that's greater than 0. We have a 0 right here already, so we can just proceed to find the numbers that we care. Okay, we see that there is no x on the top, we just have x minus 5 on the bottom. Make this 0, well, x is 5, so we only care about 5. So let's go ahead and draw a number line. Here is 5. We care about it, but we are not going to include it because that will make the bottom 0, so definitely not. And then let's go ahead and do the usual business. Pick a number less than 5, let's say 4, and then you put it back here. We get positive over 4 minus that is negative, so altogether we get negative. And then pick a number bigger than 5, let's say 6, and then put it back here. We get positive 1 over 6 minus that is positive 1. Altogether we get positive. Alright, so we just care about this interval, right? Good. But we do not want to have 5. So be sure you put down parentheses, and then you start with 5, and it go up to, not 8, infinity. There we go. Okay, so that's that. Alright, take a look at the second one. We have this is greater than or equal to 2. So, remember from the previous example, do not multiply this on both sides. Don't do that. What we have to do is bring this to the other side and combine the fractions. We really have to work with 0 on one side. So, bring this to the other side, we will have x plus 1 over x minus 3 and then minus 2, and then this is still greater than or equal to, and this we have 0. Here we are going to get a common denominator, which is just going to be the x minus 3, and let's multiply that right here as well. And as we can see, this times this is just going to be negative 2x, and then this times that is going to be positive 6. So if we combine x minus 2x, we will get negative x. And then 1 plus 6 is going to be plus 7, and over the denominator, which is x minus 3. And we still want this to be greater than or equal to 0. Now, let's go ahead and find the numbers that we care. And to do so, we are going to just look at the top and make it 0. Negative x plus 7 is 0. That means x should be 7. Alright? And then if you look at the bottom, x minus 3 is equal to 0. That means x should be 3. So we care about these two numbers. And now let's draw the number line. 3 is smaller, so put it down right here. And 7, let's say, is right here. Do we care about 3? We do, but do we want to have it? No, because that will make the bottom 0. That's no good. So it's an open circle here. Do we care about 7? Totally. Do we want to include it? Yes, because if you look at that, we have this inequality that has the equal sign. So we are going to include 7. Let's go ahead and put down a closed circle like that. Okay, pick a number less than 3, let's say 2. Put it back here. Negative 2 plus 7 is positive. And then put the 2 right here, we get negative on the bottom. So all in all, we get negative. And then pick a number between this and that, let's say 4. Put it here, we get positive. And then put 4 right here, we get positive. So altogether, we get positive. Pick a number bigger than 7, let's say 8. Put it here, we get negative 1 on the top over positive. So altogether, we get negative. Alright, so we just care about this piece, right? And you see, we do not want to have 3, so let's go ahead and use a parentheses for that. And then we do want to have 7, so be sure we use a bracket. So ladies and gentlemen, this right here will be the solution for that inequality. Well, similar to earlier, right? So let's bring the 3 to the other side. We have 2x minus 1 over x minus 4 and then minus 3. And we want this to be less than 0. And then again, let's go ahead and get a common denominator, which is this. So multiply x minus 4 here and then x minus 4 here. Distribute this real quick. We get negative 3x and then plus 12. Alright? And then we see 2x minus 3x, we get negative x. Negative 1 plus 12, we get plus 11 over the same denominator. Of course, it's just x minus 4. And this time, we want this to be less than 0. Okay, so that's just the typical things that we do. Again, just compare with 0. Now, let's go ahead and find out the numbers that we care. First number, make that equal 0. Well, we want x to be 11. Next, we want this to be 0, so x should be 4. So 11 and 4, these are the numbers that we care. Okay, here we go. A number line, 4 is smaller, put it down here. 11 is, let's say, here. Do we care about 4? Yes, we do. Do we want to have 4? No, we don't, because otherwise we get 0 on the bottom, right? So open circle here. Do we care about 11? Yes, we do. But do we want to have it? No, we don't, because the inequality here is just a less than. There's no equal sign. So here, we also have to use an open circle. And now let's just proceed. Pick a number less than 4, let's say 3. Put it back here, we get negative 3 plus 11, which is positive. And then put 3 in here, 3 minus 4 is negative. So all in all here is negative. And then pick a number between here and here, let's say 5. Put it here, we get negative 5 plus 11 is positive. And then put 5 in here, 5 minus 4 is positive. So all in all here is positive. And then pick a number bigger than 11, let's say 12. Put it back here, we get negative. And then put it here, we get positive. Altogether, we actually get negative. So in this case, we want this, and we also want that. So 2 pieces. Here we go. For the first piece, we want to go from negative infinity to positive 4. Okay, so negative infinity to positive 4, but do not include the 4. So parentheses, and we will union the second interval, which is starts at 11, and then we go to infinity. Yeah, so this is what we have. Now, take a look at this one. We have a 0 right here already. That is really nice. And we can simplify this. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, factor that. So on the top, we get x plus 1. On the bottom, we will just have x minus 2 times x minus 4. And we want this to be less than or equal to 0. Here we go, the numbers that we care. On the top here, make it 0, we get x has to be negative 1. On the bottom, make this 0, x has to be 2. And then make that 0, x has to be 4. So we have these 3 numbers that we care this time. Alright, number line business. Negative 1 is the smallest, and then 2, and then 4. Now draw to scale, of course. Okay, negative 1, we care about it, but do we want to have it? We look back, it's on the top, and we look here, we have a less than or equal to, so we have to have negative 1. Therefore, a closed circle, please. Now, for the 2, it came from here. That will make the whole thing bottom equal to 0. Don't do that. So do not include the 2. Can we have 4? No, we cannot. So open circle as well. And now, again, just do the usual business. Pick a number less than negative 1, let's say negative 2. Put it here, we get negative. And then put it here, we get negative, and then another negative. So all in all, we have 3 negatives. So that will be negative. And then continue. Pick a number between this and that, let's say 0. And put it here, we get positive. And we get negative, and then another negative. So altogether, we actually have positive here. And then pick a number between this and that says 3. Put it here, we get positive. And then put it here, we get positive. And put it here, we get negative. Okay, so all in all, we get negative. Lastly, pick a number bigger than 4. Let's say 5. Positive, positive, positive. So everybody will be positive, of course. Yeah, so perhaps I'll still show you guys the little plus signs. Okay, so what do we want? This piece and also that piece. All right, so let's see, for this piece, we start with negative infinity and then go up to negative 1. Okay, parentheses for negative infinity, and for negative 1, we have to have it, so bracket. We don't want that, we do want this, so let's go ahead and put on union. We do not want the 2 though, so parentheses 2, and then go up to 4, and we do not want the 4 either, so parentheses. And with that, we are done. Yeah, just like that. Hopefully this helps. If you guys need more help with pre-calculus or things like this, go ahead and check out my other videos. That's it.